If you haven't visited Imperial Beach in a while, you may not recognize it. The town's gritty surf vibe is still there, but now there's a fancy hotel right on the beach and a bunch of new shops, restaurants, and breweries. While IB's gentrification came later than most places in San Diego County, it didn't come out of nowhere. It actually started back in the year 2000 with a vision that was simply called the Big Picture. Newly elected Mayor Paloma Aguirre says that the Big Picture changed Seacoast Drive, which is the city's beachfront commercial corridor. We talked on the IB Pier last week as the winter storms were coming in.
We've made tremendous progress, especially in the last 8 years. We've brought a lot of new businesses to IB, especially in our Seacoast area, on our Palm Avenue corridor.
Now, there's a new version of the Big Picture for the coming decade. Officials are calling it the Bigger Picture. City Manager Andy Hall came up with the name.
Everybody talked about it, the big picture, and it was a great document for providing vision and whatnot. So we thought, let's not mess with it. Let's call it the bigger picture.
This time, the vision goes beyond Seacoast Drive. It includes more public services, an updated pier, and new pedestrian-friendly shopping corridors in the east part of town.
The bigger picture really had a lot to do with having the nature of Imperial Beach change from trying to be just a bedroom community to being something more.
Mayor Aguirre is especially proud of the fact that the new plan includes 13th Street and the eastern part of Palm Avenue. Both areas have historically been neglected.
Districts 1 and Districts 4, which are the northern and eastern, the outskirts of our city, if you will, haven't had the same amount of investment as other areas like where we are today.
Individual parts of the plan will be funded by a voter-approved sales tax, hotel taxes, the general fund, and other fees. It also includes infrastructure improvements that the entire region will benefit from.
Hello.
Part of that will be at the Bayshore Bikeway, a bike path that includes the Silver Strand Beach just north of IB and wraps around the entire San Diego Bay. It will eventually connect to the border. Hall says that the people and vehicles who use the bikeway have changed over the last 20 years, so the city needs to change with them.
We didn't have electric bikes going 25 miles an hour when the bike path first put in. We didn't have as many pedestrians walking on the bike path. Now there's a lot of bicycle pedestrian conflict. So we need to have things like hydration stations and lights.
Some of the initiatives of the bigger picture are already in the works. The city brought back its Parks and Recreation Department, and a facelift to IB Pier is already underway.
It's an iconic pier. People propose to each other here. We see it, we witness it, and so absolutely, I think it's definitely going to generate a lot more revenue for Imperial Beach.
That's Jem Crumley. I spoke to her inside the Cowabunga ice cream shop that's been at the pier for 20 years.
In the 90s, it wasn't the best place to be, and so I used to come here, and it was IB had a bad name at the time, unfortunately, and so there's been a lot of cleaning up and a lot of business that are coming in.
Crumley says she's excited to see how the bigger picture changes Imperial Beach over the next decade. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.